Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Saturday morning, and it is March the 20th here, and getting ready for our my usual Saturday morning productivity sprints. And I am excited to note that I'm coming toward the end of my sorry, my phone is ringing. Coming toward the end of this horror novel project I've been working on, and I'm really excited to be bringing this one to an end. Actually, it's kind of bittersweet. It's been a really fun project to work on, but at the same time, there is an excitement when you come toward the end of a project that you've been working on, you've been putting a lot into, and you're feeling really good about it. So, in that sense, it is kind of bittersweet to say that I'm coming toward the end of that project. So, but let me tell you some more positive news that's positive all the way around. And that is, I want to share some of the books that I have been working on. And the first is Truly Devious. And I started reading this book. I actually got a Scribd account, so for audiobooks. And so I started reading this book through Scribd, and then I was also following it here. And so I was doing a little bit of both. And this is significant because I was definitely in a reading slump. And so I was looking for some way to get out of the reading slump. And then I saw this book available on Scribd. Plus, I've got the physical copy of it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and jump on this because this is a great opportunity for me to hopefully get out of the reading slump. Now, I've had some reservations about jumping into this book. While it does deal with dark academia and it's got the boarding school or prep school campus thing, and I was a little bit, for some reason, I was just a little reluctant to jump into this book full blast. But when I did finally, I really, really, really enjoyed Truly Devious. So I ended up running through it really, really fast, and I was excited about it. Mainly, I was excited about it because I've got the other two books in the series. And so this is the one that I'm working on right now. I actually just started it, and I'm working on multiple books, of course, reading at the same time. But The Vanishing Stair is the next one in the series. And so I'm excited about reading this one. This is good. It picks right up where the other one left off. And so I'm really excited about the characters in this series. It's been really, really interesting to follow along and to get to the end of Truly Devious and to know it keeps going. I already knew that, obviously, before I started it, but to see the story continue after you actually read it and experience the first part of it has been really, really fun. So definitely looking forward to continuing with The Vanishing Stair. And so that takes me up to the last of the current books in the series. And that is The Hand on the Wall. And this is actually one I don't know really very much about, except that it continues the series. And so I'm definitely looking forward to getting to this one eventually. I think from what I've experienced with Truly Devious and what I've experienced very, very early with The Vanishing Stair, I think I'm going to be excited to continue this series. And it is my understanding that the Truly Devious series does continue with a fourth edition in the series. And so I'm going to be looking forward to checking that one out as well. Actually, let me look that up right now and see if we can pull that up right now. You know, it would help if spelled Amazon correctly, wouldn't it? We'll look up author Maureen Johnson, and there it is. So hang on a second. See if I can pull this up for y'all to see. So this is the fourth installment of the series, and as you can see, hopefully you can see. I'll see if I can blow it up here a little bit and get a little better look at it here. The Box in the Woods is the fourth installment of the Truly Devious series. So not sure if, and you can see the cover right there. It says "Don't look inside," which is kind of funny because they usually have the look inside once it gets either published or it gets closer to being published. They give you an option to look inside to see what's going on. So it's kind of interesting that that's there at the top of the book as sort of a subtitle teaser kind of thing. All right, so again, it's coming out on June the 15th of this year. And so it continues with Stevie Bell, who is our amateur detective, our J.B. Fletcher, sort of, if you will, from the outstanding Murder, She Wrote series. So I haven't pre-ordered this book yet. I don't think I have. No, I haven't pre-ordered this book yet. So I wasn't sure. So that was one of the reasons I hadn't pre-ordered it. I wasn't sure if I was going to really be feeling the first three books in the series. But since I am, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. I'm going to go ahead and get the fourth edition. After solving the cases of Truly Devious, Stevie Bell investigates her first mystery outside of Ellingham. So it takes Stevie Bell outside of Ellingham Academy. So that's interesting. In this spine, I was wondering because from what little I know about the full series, i.e., parts 2 and 3 of the original trilogy, I was wondering how could they possibly keep this series going. But they have found a way, taking Stevie, our main character, away from the academy. So sounds kind of interesting. So we'll see how it goes. But that is the fourth book in the Truly Devious series, even though it kind of moves away from, I guess, what the core of Truly Devious was initially about. So that is that with Truly Devious. So that's gives you a little bit of an idea of what I am working on currently right now. And then some of the other books that I'm looking at reading right now, I've talked about The Shining by Stephen King. That's one that I'm still working on. And then there is The Vanishing Half, which is one that I really want to jump into. I think that's going to be a good one. It kind of deals with some issues related to race, fitting in, passing. And so there's some kind of complex racial issues in that particular book. So definitely excited about this one. This was the 2020 Book of the Month, Book of the Year. So that makes it even more exciting. Detransition Baby is one that's kind of interesting. It has to do with LGBTQ plus. So definitely excited to check that one out. And you've heard me talk about Goodnight Beautiful on the channel by Amy Malloy, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. It's got a little bit of a voyeurism thing going on, so it just sounded really exciting to me. So those are some of the books, among the books that I'm looking at reading. I also, as I said, do have my Scribd account, so I'm working on some books from Scribd as well. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King is the one that I'm finishing up right now, and that's on Scribd. I'm listening to it at I think like 1.8 or 2.0 speed. So it's kind of been interesting to listen to it at that speed. But definitely getting the feel for what's going on there. Nazy dropping in this morning. Good morning. I'm here, but not here. Another Saturday of training for me. We'll pop into the sprint where I can. Well, thank you very much for joining. Appreciate hearing that. And nice to have you joining, but also good to know that you're continuing to do your training. So that's a good thing as well. There are times when, you got to get things done, even on the weekend. So depending on the line of work for many of us. So great to have you coming through. Always fun to see Nazy in the house with us. So today, I'm going to be doing some 15-minute sprints. I'm going to do at least 3 of them this morning. So looking forward to that. I'm getting really close to the end. And let me give you an update. And this is the summer camp horror story that I'm finishing up right now. So I'm about 120 pages into it. And so that's at, 12-point Times New Roman font. But let me give y'all a more precise word count here so we know where we're at right now. Okay, so I am right now at 61,865 words total for this particular story. And I am thinking that it's going to take me probably at least, it's probably going to take me about 8 to 10,000 words to finish it. 8,000 might end up rushing it a touch, but 10,000 words is probably, I would say that's probably the range of what it's going to take me to finish this particular story. I'm really, 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 really close, but I got to close the loop on a lot of things, and that's what's going to make things kind of interesting. So we shall see. I'm thinking about right now, I've got the story set where it is right now, and I'm thinking about flashing forward, but I got to decide if I want to do that. So I don't do flash forward scenes very often, but I may end up needing to do that. So we shall see. All right, let me go ahead and get the clock up on the screen. I don't know why I just took my kind of didn't do something right here. So anyway, no problem. Get the clock up on the screen. There it is. And let me go ahead and get established that this is productivity sprint number 1. So hopefully if you guys have got a project to work on, whether you're writing, you're editing, or if you're Nazy and you're doing some training and you're following and doing some sprinting at the same time, that is perfectly great. I know a lot of people, a lot of other booktubers are doing their shows this morning. So definitely know that that's going on. And I always like to, on Saturday, where I can, when I have Saturdays off, which I now have some Saturdays off, which is not something that happens a lot, for most of the year. But for a stretch of late spring and the summer, I definitely have more Saturdays off to do things that are not necessarily work related. So that's something I like to take advantage of. Okay, let me go ahead and get the clock started. I'm going to be, again, continuing my writing progress here, and I hope you guys will continue your writing progress as well, whether you're watching this live or you end up watching this on the replay posted to the channel. So with that, let me go ahead and hit the start button and get going. Okay, so at the end of sprint number 1, I managed 346 words. So feeling like I was pretty productive from that standpoint. Let me remove that real quick. So I got a nice little boost right there. I'm at a really good point here where I'm starting to wrap things up here in the third act. So I'm feeling really good about that. Margaret Pinard is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you are doing well. I feel like we haven't had a chance to talk as much lately as we normally do. I'll have to start tracking you down a little bit more on Twitter to see if I can make some contact with you and check in with you. I know you've been doing a lot of live broadcasts, so I need to get up on that to keep up with what's going on with my BookTube family here. So got to make sure I get up on top of that. So welcome. Let me get that thing off the screen too. Hang on a second, get that off. So let's see. Just stay quiet during the sprint. You're welcome. Let's see. The buddy reads have been good. So good. Yeah, it's good. Glad that those have been working for you. I'm actually working on trying to put a few of those together. I'm trying to break out of my BookTube introvert shell, so to speak, to do more collaborative partnerships. So working on some of those. So hopefully those will eventually come to fruition at some point. And I'm also maintaining a good writing schedule and a good filming schedule as well. I need to film at least, how many videos do I have to do? I think I have 2 videos to film, probably tomorrow or tonight. I'll probably tomorrow because I'm trying to finish up. There's a couple books that I'm trying to finish up. So if I wait till tomorrow, then I'll have a chance to finish off at least one of those books. So I'll probably not film until tomorrow night. Plus I need a haircut. The hat is the universal symbol that I need a haircut. So I need to make sure I take care of that first. I did trim up the beard a little bit, so I don't look, as bad as I probably could have looked. I chose not to dye the gray hair away. We'll stick with that and let that go. But anyway, back to writing. So far, so good. I mentioned, what did I say? I was at 61,000, almost 62,000 words. So I think that actually put me up over 62,000 words, that particular sprint. So I'm in a pretty good spot there. And as I said, I think it's going to take me probably another 8,000 to 10,000 words to bring the story to the finish line, at least the first draft of this story to the finish line. Let's see. Yeah, I'm enjoying my role as she person of people's first lives. You are getting it going. You are just a go-getter. I gotta draw inspiration from Margaret because Margaret is just making it happen all over the place. So yeah, the inspiration for sure. Yeah, 62,000. Yeah, it's been really, part of it is, I think as far as outlines go, this one was probably in the middle of outline, I would say thoroughness, in that it's not the most thorough and complete outline. I've done outlines so thorough that I've gone chapter by chapter, literally what I want to do. And then I've done some where it's like, the 3-act structure and with varying levels of depth. So, and then I've done the kind where I go a little bit more in depth, but I don't actually follow the 3-act format, at least not explicitly, which is the case with this one. I'm kind of freestyling this one a little bit more than I've tended to do of late, but I've done a pretty good job of keeping notes, character sketches, and I'm doing a good job of staying on task. So even though a little bit less structure than normal, but still managing to stay on task. And then you'll be stuck in the same limbo as me. Edits, yeah, man. Edits it's painstaking because I usually go through so many rounds of edits. The first 2 rounds are like the toughest. Because the first round is I go out and I basically go in and just trim all the fat out of it. So it could go from like 80,000 to 70,000 when I tear all the garbage out of it, the junk, the fluff, the fat, whatever you want to call it. Trim that out. And then the second edit is to build it back up. And then I just start going. Then I do line edits. And then I go back and I do the first 2 edits that I did. Then I do those again. So it's a pretty painstaking process. I should probably do a video on that at some point. I don't know. I don't think I've ever done a video on that particular topic, but that's a good one to actually talk about. The editing process, because I'm sure everybody does it probably a little bit differently, some more than others. All right. So again, I am at a kind of a turning point here in the story. And if you watched or read, horror stories, you get to that point where the bodies start to hit the floor. I think isn't that a song? Something like that. I think that's a song. Anyway, so the bodies are starting to drop. This is typical in a horror story, and then the realization of what's starting to happen, the blurry picture is becoming a little bit more in focus, a little bit sharper, and our heroes are starting to feel things. And so I've had the particularly tragic event that really shakes our heroes to their core. And so now they're trying to recover. They've been torn down and now they're building themselves back up for the climax. So it's been a lot of fun to work on that. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get ready for sprint number 2. And excited about continuing the good progress that I've made to this point. Forgot to ask Margaret, are you still doing your is it Friday Night Lives that you're doing? Sounds like a football movie. Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Lives. I need to. There needs to be like a calendar. I know I keep saying this, but there needs to be like a calendar of like when everybody's going live, so it can be a little bit more supportive of each other in our live broadcasts. So, all right, let me get to productivity sprint number 2. And if you guys still have comments, go ahead and throw them in the comment section, and I will get to them when I can, and hopefully sooner rather than later. So if you haven't, please hit the like for the video. I would definitely appreciate it. And if you are not a subscriber, that would be great to hit the subscribe button as well. Let's see. Nice job. I'm off to a virtual book signing. Cool. Cool. I'm doing Friday noon lives now. Okay. For the internationals. Excellent. Very, very, very good. That is really good. I'll have to see if I can check that out. That's actually a really good time for me. So I have to make sure I get that on my schedule. Let's see. Maybe April will move again, but still Fridays. All right. Okay. Good. Glad to hear that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the start button and get this party started. Okay, so 347 words for me during sprint number 2. So 347 words, not bad. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that one. I think one more sprint that gets me over 1,000, which is a good place to be for a little over an hour of work, which is about what we're going to have. Because I'm going to throw in one more sprint and then we will call it a day. But yeah, I'm in a good groove right now. Got a pretty good idea where I'm headed. And so um, I've been able to fill in some of the pieces, some of the notes that I wanted to fill in, some of the storylines and subplots. Got those put into the story. So in that sense, I'm in a good spot right now. So, all right, let me throw 15 more back up on the clock. And I'm just going to jump right into this third and final sprint. So, hope everybody's doing well with their sprinting and being productive in whatever you are doing this morning. Soon to be afternoon, but we got about a half an hour before it's afternoon, at least here in this time zone. So, okay, let me go ahead and get this back up here, and I'm going to keep the momentum going right now because I'm in a pretty good groove. So, I'm going to ride this thing through. Okay. So in the last sprint of this session, I finished with 531 words. So pretty good, productive sprint for me. So I don't know. I can do the rough math here. 531 plus. Let's see. Oh, I just kind of moved past it here in the 347. So that would be 878. And then what was the other one at? Okay, why can I not find the other one? There it is. So that would be 1100. So a little over 1200 words total for the 3 sprints. So that's a pretty good number for me. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So that's where we are. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for this morning and get on to some other things and enjoy a relaxing Saturday. I'll probably be taking in some NCAA basketball quite a bit today. I've got some projects to do around the house. And of course, I have some reading and writing to get done as well. Need to rest up and get ready for the work week ahead. And so you rest up from the work week completed and get ready for the work week ahead. So lots going on, and I'm looking forward to having a relaxing, restful Saturday. I hope you have likewise, and I will see you with future broadcasts, which could be tomorrow morning. I will decide, and if I do, I'll make sure to get the broadcast set up probably later today for tomorrow morning. So I will see how that goes. But in the meantime, enjoy and have a great rest of your day.